what's going on, guys? It's J Crew for you with that gun talk, and I'm here at GPS. All right, so I'm going in. I got somebody to meet here that I want to introduce you guys to, so stay tuned. It's coming up next. Going inside GPS, let you check it out. All right, got a special guest for you guys to meet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here today with my man,
Ripley.
Tell us about you, Rip. Tell us about you. Where you get your start from, man?
Man, my grandpa and dad were both gunsmiths. They both were Marines. They were in the service. And,
Nice.
you know, they kind of forteed everything right over to me from there. So I got an automotive background. I was building like drag cars, low riders back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, I always shot guns and, you know, always ran competition from a teenager on up. And it just became a profession after that. And then,
Oh, wow.
you know,
Wow.
so that's where I'm at.
That's amazing, man. I'm so excited to have met this brother. He's already worked on 2 of my staccatos already, my P and my C2.
Ooh.
And he cleaned my triggers up for me, and they're just like absolutely on point and amazing, man.
Yeah.
How often do you do trigger jobs?
Man, I mean, you know, it's crazy because where I've been at and what I've been doing, a majority of stuff that people bring to me is trigger jobs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I found the niche with them. I'm good with them, and people love them. I mean, I do on an average a day, I would say at least like 5 or more trigger jobs a day. You know.
Wow, that's a good number.
Yeah,
man.
it's
That's a
good.
number.
Yeah, and it ranges. It could be from AR-15s down to 1911s to revolvers to Glocks or any of that stuff. All of it is all the same to me, you know. After I see it, I see it and I can feel it, so I know what people are looking for when they tell me what they want, you know.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I'm just excited because, you know, it's hard to find good gunsmith in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us, you know, a lot of people, we do the YouTube thing and you know, that could be...
It's disastrous, you know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about it, brother. Let's talk about it.
You know, the main problem is it's not discredit nobody on YouTube or none of that stuff, because a lot of people, you know, they're gonna make their money however they can.
Right.
But unfortunately, they edit it. Everything can be pre-edited on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So the times when they're bouncing springs all over doing this process, they won't show you that on there.
Right.
They'll just show you, oh, it does this, and you see it cut. Okay, well now I got this installed. Well, when that cut happened, that means they had a problem in there, and that's where usually people get stuck with that are doing it. People are like, oh, try and follow step by step. And you don't see them. Next thing you know, they got springs bouncing all over. They can't get it set up right. And that's where the problem comes, because they just physically are just pushing it out there. They'll get 1 million views because what it's about.
Right.
But then next thing you know, this person has never worked on nothing a day in their life or don't know. And then they're not telling the right end. YouTube would be the best way if they showed you the problem parts. You know, like, hey, listen.
Which they don't.
Exactly. They don't show you that. They're like, hey, listen,
Right.
make sure you put your hand over here when you release this spring because it's going to come flying out. Nobody says that. They're like, oh, you got springs in here. And it's a nightmare, man. I get more guns in boxes that people went to YouTube than it does like full worktional guns. So now at that point, like a guy bought me one the other day, the springs were destroyed. So I was like, now you got to buy another kit to put in this gun because you destroyed the springs when trying to install it. So now, where does the weight really come from? Like now you got to pay to still get somebody to install it.
Right.
And now you're 2 kits in, you know?
Yeah.
Not good. Not good,
man. Not good. I mean, you know, I'm not good at gunsmithing, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, Rip, I'm going to stay in my lane.
Boom.
Right? That's why we have people like you in the industry
It's huge.
that know your stuff. And I just drop my stuff to you and let you take care of it for me.
Exactly. And that's where it's huge at. Like, for instance, I can put a tourniquet on myself.
Yeah.
I can even help others. I can be good on cuts and everything.
Right.
But I don't go out and teach a class and stop the bleed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't do that. I would be like, yo, I'll call you, Drew. I need a class for stop the bleed. Can you come do this?
Right.
Like, people are too busy thinking they can be everything, and it's humanly impossible to do everything.
Exactly.
You know? Because it's like, how can you perfect all that? Like, it's like, great. Like, I've been an instructor for years. But I've never come up to you like, hey, Drew, I'm a gunsmith. That's what I am, you know?
Right.
I work and I do instruct. I can teach people and do everything else because I've been around it. But I don't go out and advertise myself as like, hey, come book a lesson with me or do this and that. Yeah. If they're booking a lesson, it's about learning to take guns apart or something else. That's where I'm at with it.
Absolutely.
You know?
And speaking about taking that lesson, I know we talked about doing that 1911 class with you.
Boom, yeah, the 1911 operator class.
Operator class.
Huge,
I mean, folks, this is this is going to be an amazing class that we're putting together. And I'm excited about it because I've never actually taken my gun all the way down.
Yeah, it's big.
When he told me about it, I actually got scared. But you know, since I got the Grand Master with me, I don't really have to worry about too much because I know Sensei's got me right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's glad you said Grandmaster and everything because the person I got the class from is the true Grandmaster.
And, and that's who?
And that's Larry Vickers.
Bingo.
You know?
Bingo, enough said.
He's a great friend of mine. He's been my mentor for years now.
Wonderful.
And, you know, I can't thank Larry enough, but this is a class that he originally started with, the operator class. And then I just been fortunate enough to be able to continue it on for him and everything else. So it's something that Larry originally put together, and then I'm just really just carrying it on for right now, just taking the torch and running with it.
Right.
But it's purely 100% with him, and that's how I learned about it. Like everybody has to, like when people say I didn't learn or I haven't heard nobody else or I haven't had a mentor in this industry,
right.
Then I'm like, well, how did you even get here then?
Exactly.
What is your profession or anything else? Like,
exactly.
You got to be able to know, like when I have a problem, I call Larry. You know, it's no big deal. I'm like, hey Larry, I got this, I'm stuck. Everybody's gonna get stuck, you know?
Right.
But that's where the class comes from because most times people do 1911 like shooting classes, like yo, how to grip a gun or anything else.
Right.
But then here, the 1911 is like one of the most like articulated, I guess you would say, or design wise, that you really have to make sure it's well lubed, well taken care of. But most times it's not like a Glock where you can push a couple pins and the whole gun comes apart.
Right.
So sometimes it's a series of process. You got certain things you got to do in a certain way. Mm-hmm. So this class is going to dive in and take people through it. We're going to do a function test first. Mm-hmm. We'll make sure everybody's guns are good because if we got the guns apart, somebody's having issues, we can fix it right there.
Right.
You see, we're in the shop and I got everything here we need. So it's just like boom. So we'll go through function test. Then we'll have everybody disassemble their gun so they can clean, lube, they know all the parts they're familiar with.
Right.
Reassemble, and then we're going to go back and recheck the guns. Then we'll go into like some drills and other stuff at the end. But the main key of it is to have a problem. Like most people you're stuck on the range. Like, oh, what's wrong with my gun? I don't know what it is. I can give you the quick little steps where you can be like, oh, it's just a mag. Let me throw this mag out and put a mag in.
Right.
It might not be the whole gun.
Gotcha.
Or the gun's dirty, you know? So it can go either way. But this class is going to break everybody down to it, and it's hands-on. It's not like I'm taking the gun apart and everybody's just watching me. Everybody's going to take their own gun apart.
All right.
So that's going to be huge, you know?
It's definitely going to be huge. I'm looking forward to that class, man.
Well, you and your whole crew, all you guys got the 2011s, 1911s, so it's like a large number of y'all. So it's only, you know, it makes reason why to have it, you know?
Absolutely.
So it's like important and everything.
Absolutely.
You run around, it's not like people run around with like a $300 gun. You're running around $2,000-$3,000 guns and stuff like that are up.
Right.
You want to make sure these things are functional and running good, you know?
Yeah, and like you said, it's to be able to break it down, and to really understand the functionality of the firearm,
exactly,
how things work, how to put it back together. That's something that I've been looking for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I know, brother, that you got us on that one.
Oh, I got you. It's a big deal. We got you on that. That's gonna be huge, you know.
Wonderful.
So we'll be able to do that. I'm sure you're gonna have the camera out, so we're gonna have more footage of that.
More footage coming up. Absolutely.
Nothing I do is hidden, so you know, it ain't no hidden secrets here. It's no like I'm gonna do Houdini on you guys, like YouTube. I'm gonna disappear and come back right now. The guns are back together, and I look at
right.
Nah, everybody's gonna dig in. So we're gonna have some people stressing. You know, a couple times it might get a couple times, but. In all, they'll leave with the gun functional and they'll leave with enough knowledge to know, like, hey, listen, you know, I may not take it apart that far again, but at least I can field strip it and do what I need to clean this gun.
Yes.
Or even points of just lubing in. Like sometimes we'll do a lube portion. Like when you bring the gun out again, like, because you know, like you have multiple guns.
Yes.
So it's like not everyone's on you like you have your carrier one.
Exactly.
Right? So something's gonna get shot. It's gonna be put in the bag, the range bag. It comes back out the next time you shoot.
Yes.
There's a couple steps we can do with just lubing that gun, so that day in you're shooting a couple hundred rounds. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Not like okay, I'm halfway into the drill and now my gun's acting up or whatever else.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So we'll go through little lube points on that, like a field lube I call it. So it's something you can do real quick without even disassembling the gun.
Okay.
Just locking it back, checking a couple of areas, dropping some lube in, boom, 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 and then going with it from there. So
amazing, man. Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to this.
No, that's good, brother. I'm excited. I'm happy that you know, I seen your show, and then now we're here together. Now we're linked up, so now it's something huge. So it's going to be a lot more of this.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
From this day forward, we're Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers, 100%.
And man, you know you have our support. Tell people how they can reach you. Where are we located? Where are we at right now?
We're at GPS right now. So I made a big move from a previous gun shop to this gun shop.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, came over with a huge expectation. He wants to do a lot of Gunsmith and stuff here. That's why we're in this huge area. You see the boxes, the tools, and everything like that. We got a lot more stuff I'm bringing in. You know, this is all in the first week or so.
Right.
I met you on the first day here, and we
Exactly.
start cranking it right out.
Exactly.
But I'm at GPS now. You can always check my Instagram, catch me on there. It's Rip_combat.
There you go.
But any gun problems or anything like that, you can just drop them right off here to GPS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure some people are gonna hit you up. You know, I'd always get in touch with me and everything
Absolutely.
else.
Absolutely.
You can always reach out to him, me, whoever, whatever you need. Whatever you need. I love guns. I love the industry. I love helping people.
Awesome.
That's my biggest thing. You know, when my dad and grandpa gave me the knowledge they gave to me, they always said pass it on. I have a daughter, so unfortunately, I won't pass it on to everybody else. You know,
Right.
She does guns. She's in the guns or anything, but I ain't gonna have her building guns.
Right.
So I gotta give all this knowledge to somebody. So you know, whether I give it to you guys or whoever, we're all about it, bro.
Listen, I'm here to get some of that knowledge off you, brother.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Man, look, I do want to thank you for what you're doing in the community.
I appreciate it.
Believe me, it matters.
Yeah,
what
it
you
does.
do.
It does.
You put smiles on people's faces, especially people like me.
Yeah.
Because you know we like our stuff to run well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So having the knowledge that you have, Rick, we really appreciate that, man.
And it's been hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's been rough. I mean, I've been in the industry for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years. So I've been doing this gunsmithing legit for 20 years, all over the place. I traveled all over the country. I'm part of the sub MOA team. I help Byron with Train to Fight. I'm part of them guys.
Yes.
You know, I already mentioned Larry. I'm over with him and everywhere. And then, you know, of course, with Gun Talk, I'm gonna be involved with or everything. But you know, the industry changed so much more now where it's a lot more accepted to, you know, more urban or people. When I first got involved, it was, you know, it was not. I'm telling you, it was not. It was not.
Yeah.
You know, there was places I used to fly in, and even though we were flying in, I would get to the range first or get ready to set up, and they'd be looking at me like, oh, you have guns, you gotta go through gun safety, this and that. Just be quiet.
Right.
The next, you know, all the other guys arrive, and they're like, oh, you're with him. Like,
right.
But I got that. And
Right.
most of these
Sure.
guys now haven't had that issue, and that's what I'm telling them. I'm like, dude, there's a lot to pay wage. You know, Mike Hall helped pay wage for me. You know, he was like, dude, you know, I'm black, I'm in the industry here. This
Right.
is some tips I'm gonna tell you right from the bit.
Right.
And then now it's like, you know, now I'm greatly, it's, you know, male, female, black, Puerto Rican, it's everything now,
Yeah,
but it wasn't that way 20 years ago. It definitely
wasn't.
wasn't. It was definitely not. It was rough. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was rough.
Well, you know, here we are, pressing on.
Yeah.
New day.
Boom. What you guys are doing is huge. You know, your group and everything you have. Kudos to you guys, because not a lot of people ain't stepping up doing that. There's a lot of, there's still that major block where nobody wants to help the next man.
Right.
Or they assume I put somebody else on,
Right.
the problem's going to be bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not. It shouldn't be that way.
Exactly.
You know, you draw the common thing is the gun. We're all here for the guns.
Exactly.
We're all at the same playing field.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
kudos to you guys and everything you guys got going on.
Yeah,
Your crew
thank you,
and
man.
every
I mean,
people. It's
That gun talk, we're trying to press it here in Philadelphia and the surrounding area, man. Training people in the community on gun safety, you know, how to use their firearms and how to stand up for their rights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's huge. That's the big part.
That's so
the big
huge,
part.
man. And
It is.
I want the light bulb to come on for people because, like, even right now, there's something in the courts right now in Philadelphia regarding us not being able to carry in the park.
Yeah, which is a public place, and the most with the amount of problems that's always been at the park. Even if you just took up there and look at Fairmount Park.
Yeah.
For instance, we go and just prove how many rapings, killings, and everything that's been in there, and now you tell me not to take a gun in that area.
Exactly.
That's a bad play.
Exactly. So this is where I'm trying to turn on people's lights.
That's good
to understand because we know that a lot of African Americans are now buying firearms.
A lot. Yes.
Right. So now it's going to put you in a place where you have to think different.
Yeah.
Do you want your firearms taken away from you? Do you want your rights taken away from you? You know, so it's going to put you in that mindset that if you don't want to be political, you're going to get into it now.
You have to. You have to get in there. You regardless of not you know, everybody gets the mistake of thinking political is just dealing with the president.
Right.
And it's not.
Right.
There's so many other ways you can make and stop many things that happen. The overturn in Jersey. We couldn't get a carry permit in Jersey for years. Now all of a sudden we can get it. You know, there's a lot of different things like that all over the place. The overturn on the SB brace.
Yes.
If everybody would just sat down, we would have not had no braces.
Exactly.
Until people started really pushing, calling their congressmen, hitting people up locally, being there, stopping support.
That's right.
That's the only time they're going to really. We have to control the country.
Yes.
They just don't understand that, where people are just like, oh no, like no. If you press it through, there's more of us than there is of the actual army. So It's like, what are you really going to put through on that?
Exactly.
But if nobody doesn't do nothing, the laws is just going to keep changing. It's not going to be good. You're going to be out there like Cali and all these other places and stuff like that. It's going to be bad.
Point blank period.
You know?
So, again, brother, thank you for your time today. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it, man. I know you got some fine 2011s and 1911s back here on this table you're working on.
You know we got that right there. 1911s are the thing, bro. They bring them to me like, I don't know what it is. It's like a magnet or something. It's all keep coming through the window, you know?
Well, listen, I'm going to continue to keep telling more people about you.
Appreciate
Make sure
that.
you guys follow us on Instagram at That Gun Talk.
Boom.
And our website is www.thatguntalk.com. Look for us. Please stop by GPS Range here in Yeadon, PA. Check my man Rip out. You will be totally impressed. Impressed. Yes, sir.
He overkills it, but I appreciate it.
I got to overkill it.
You must be happy with that staccato trigger.
I'm so happy with that. I'm telling you, I'm so happy with it. But listen, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's Jay Krufy with That Gun Talk with my man Rip.
Boom.
And please stay tuned. More great content coming up, especially when we have that class.
Bam. That's it.
We're out.
We're out. Cool, bro.
All right, let's have a look.